Letting go of someone you love feels like tearing your own heart in half. It's the kind of pain that grips you in silence, showing up in the quiet hours of the night or in the moments you least expect. It's not just about losing them. It's about losing the version of yourself that existed with them. The dreams you shared, the future you imagined together, now feel like fragments slipping through your fingers. But here's the truth. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving them. It doesn't mean you erase the memories or diminish what they meant to you. Letting go means you choose to love yourself more. It means you step out of the shadow of loss and into the light of your healing. It's not about forgetting, it's about finding peace in the pain and allowing yourself to grow from it. In this video, we're going to confront this raw, gut-wrenching experience head-on. We'll turn to the wisdom of Stoic philosophy to guide us, not to numb the pain, but to transform it. You'll learn how to honor the love you felt, accept what you cannot change, and take back control of your life. This isn't about weakness. This is about finding strength where you thought none existed. Stay with me until the end of this video. Together, we'll uncover the tools to release the weight of what's gone and embrace the power of what's still possible. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to Victory Stoic, and leave a comment below with the words, "I choose peace and growth." Let this be your first step towards reclaiming yourself. Let's begin. Number 1. Accepting pain as a part of letting go. Letting go is painful. There's no denying that. But pain is not your enemy. It's a natural and necessary part of healing. It's the heart's way of processing loss and transitioning to a new reality. Instead of running from it or numbing yourself, accepting the pain allows you to face it head-on, understand it, and eventually move through it. The Stoics teach us that suffering isn't caused by events themselves, but by how we interpret them. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you that makes you suffer, but how you respond to it." When you feel the ache of letting go, it's not the person's absence alone that hurts. It's the stories you attach to it. "I'll never feel this way again," or "I've lost everything." These thoughts amplify the pain and make it harder to let go. Instead, try shifting your perspective. Acknowledge the pain without judgment. Yes, this hurts deeply, but it's part of my healing. Just as a broken bone needs time and care to mend, so does a broken heart. Pain is the body and mind's way of signaling that something significant has happened, and it's okay to feel it. Think of it like a storm. The wind may howl and the rain may pour, but storms don't last forever. They clear, leaving behind fresh air and new beginnings. By accepting the storm of emotions, you allow it to pass naturally, instead of prolonging it by resisting or denying its existence. This acceptance doesn't mean you'll stop missing them overnight, or that the ache will vanish immediately. What it does mean is that you recognize pain as a companion on your journey to healing, not as an obstacle. It's a signal that you've loved deeply and that you're human. Accept it, honor it, and let it guide you forward. Remember, pain isn't a sign of weakness. It's proof of your strength to love and your courage to let go. Number 2, face your emotions instead of running from them. Painful emotions have a way of creeping into every corner of your life when you least expect them. Letting go of someone you love stirs feelings that are raw, overwhelming, and sometimes unbearable. But running from these emotions, numbing them, or pretending they don't exist will only make them stronger. The key is to face them, to let yourself feel the full weight of your sadness, grief, or anger without allowing them to take control of your life. Imagine trying to hold a beach ball underwater. The harder you push it down, the more forcefully it resurfaces, disrupting your peace. Emotions are like that. They demand to be acknowledged. The Stoics teach us to approach our feelings with awareness rather than avoidance. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Start by naming what you feel: sadness, frustration, anger, or even guilt. Acknowledge these emotions as natural responses to loss. You might say to yourself, "I feel heartbroken, and that's okay. This is part of my journey." This simple act of recognition diffuses the power of the emotion and helps you gain clarity. Then remind yourself that no feeling lasts forever. Like waves on a shore, emotions rise, peak, and eventually recede. Grief might feel insurmountable today, but it will soften over time if you allow yourself to process it rather than suppress it. Journaling, speaking to a trusted friend, or simply sitting with your thoughts in stillness can help you move through the storm. However, facing your emotions doesn't mean letting them consume you. There's a difference between honoring your feelings and letting them dictate your actions. For example, it's okay to cry, reflect, and feel sorrow, but it's also essential to set boundaries. Take a walk, engage in work, or enjoy a hobby when the emotions feel too heavy. These actions remind you that while feelings are valid, they don't define you. By facing your emotions, you build resilience. You teach yourself that you are strong enough to endure, to sit with your pain, and to emerge stronger. As difficult as it is, confronting your feelings is the first step toward reclaiming your peace and moving forward. Number 3, focus on what you can control. In the aftermath of loss, it's easy to spiral into thoughts of, what if? Or why didn't they stay? You might feel powerless, caught in the grip of someone else's decisions, actions, or absence. But here's the truth. You cannot control how someone feels, what they do, or why they chose a different path. The only thing you can control is how you respond. Epictetus said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." This pain you feel, as unbearable as it seems, isn't coming from what the other person did or didn't do. It's coming from the expectations and hopes you attach to them. That realization is painful, but it's also liberating. Because if the suffering is rooted in your perspective, then healing can also begin there. Imagine holding on to a rope that's burning your hands. The tighter you cling to it, the more it hurts. Letting go doesn't mean the pain vanishes immediately, but it stops the damage from getting worse. Focusing on what you can control is like loosening that grip. It shifts your energy away from what you've lost and back to what you can build. What does this look like in practice? Start by asking yourself, what's within my power right now? You can't control if someone loves you back, but you can control how you treat yourself. You can't rewrite the past, but you can choose what lessons to take from it. You can't erase the emptiness left behind, but you can fill your life with purpose, pursuing your passions, reconnecting with others, and nurturing your growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Take that power and use it to reclaim your life. Instead of dwelling on what's beyond your reach, channel your energy into what you can improve. Your health, your skills, your relationships with others, and most importantly, your relationship with yourself. This isn't an easy path. It requires courage to redirect your focus when your heart feels shattered. But with each small step, you'll feel a shift. As you work on yourself, you'll discover a quiet strength that was there all along, waiting for you to choose it. The Stoics remind us, it's not the loss that destroys us, but our resistance to it. Release the resistance. Stop trying to change what you can't control. Focus instead on the incredible resilience you possess to heal, grow, and find peace within yourself. Number 4, see the relationship as a lesson. Every relationship, whether it lasts a lifetime or ends in parting, brings a gift, a lesson. Even in heartbreak, there's wisdom waiting to be uncovered. Pain may blur it at first, but as the storm settles, you begin to see the value of what you've experienced. The key is to shift your focus from what you've lost to what you've learned. The Stoics believe that every event, even those that seem like misfortunes, holds an opportunity for growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The end of a relationship feels like an obstacle, but in reality, it's a doorway, a chance to grow in ways you may not have considered. Start by asking yourself, what did this person teach me about myself? Perhaps they helped you understand your capacity for love, or maybe they revealed areas in your life that need healing. Your fears, insecurities, or blind spots. Even relationships that end painfully teach us what we value, what we need, and what we cannot compromise on. Consider also the good moments. What joy or inspiration did this relationship bring into your life? Gratitude for those memories doesn't diminish the pain of parting. It honors what was real and meaningful. You can hold on to the lessons without clinging to the past. As Epictetus advised, remember, you are not your possessions, and the same goes for relationships. What matters is the use you make of what is given to you. But lessons aren't just about reflection. They're also about action. Take what you've learned and use it to grow. Did this relationship show you the importance of boundaries? Practice setting them. Did it teach you patience, empathy, or self-respect? Carry those virtues forward into your life and future connections. Seeing a relationship as a lesson doesn't mean minimizing the pain of its end. It means recognizing that even in loss, there's value. The Stoics teach us to see life not as something happening to us, but as something happening for us. The experiences we face, no matter how painful, are the raw materials for our transformation. As you reflect, remember, the lesson isn't about blaming yourself or the other person. It's about understanding, growing, and preparing yourself for what comes next. Life moves forward, and with every lesson, you become stronger, wiser, and more capable of embracing the future with open arms. Number 5, letting go. Doesn't mean forgetting. Letting go is one of the hardest things we face, but it doesn't mean erasing the memories or denying the emotions attached to them. It's not about pretending the past didn't happen or dismissing the love you felt. Letting go means accepting that life has changed and that clinging to something that's no longer the same only prolongs your suffering. The Stoics teach us to embrace impermanence with grace. Epictetus said, "Don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish for things to happen as they do, and you will go on well." In the same way, letting go is about aligning yourself with reality. It's about acknowledging that while the person or relationship was meaningful, it belongs to a different time, and your life must continue. Think of your memories as a keepsake box. Inside are moments of joy, connection, and love. You don't have to throw the box away. You can open it, honor its contents, and put it back on the shelf when you're ready. But holding that box every moment of every day prevents you from living fully in the present. It's not the memories that hold you back. It's the refusal to let them rest. Letting go doesn't mean losing what was. It means transforming your connection with it. Tragedies and transitions don't erase love or value. They teach us to carry those experiences differently. Instead of holding on to the relationship as it once was, you learn to carry the lessons, the gratitude, and the strength it gave you. To let go is also to make space for healing, growth, and new possibilities. Imagine a room cluttered with old furniture. If you never clear it out, there's no room for something new and beautiful to enter. By letting go, you're not dishonoring the past. You're creating a future that honors what you've learned. Living in the present doesn't mean abandoning the past. It means appreciating it without letting it define you. Marcus Aurelius wisely wrote, "Do not dwell on the past or worry about the future. The present is all you have, and it is enough." Let that be your guide. Hold on to your memories with tenderness, but let your hands and heart remain open to what's ahead. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means choosing to live. Number 6, create space for healing. Healing after letting go begins with creating space, physical, emotional, and mental, so you can breathe and rebuild. Clinging to constant reminders of someone you've loved only reopens wounds that need time to close. The truth is, you can't heal in the same environment that keeps triggering your pain. Start by identifying the triggers that bring the memories flooding back. It could be seeing their posts on social media, holding on to their belongings, or revisiting places you used to go together. These triggers aren't inherently bad. They're simply reminders of what once was. But in the early stages of letting go, they can feel like anchors, pulling you back when you're trying to move forward. The Stoics emphasized the importance of discipline and focus. Epictetus said, "When something outside your control bothers you, it is not the thing itself but your judgment of it that disturbs you. Remove the judgment, and you are free." In this case, removing the judgment might mean stepping away from the constant reminders and permitting yourself to put distance between you and the pain. This doesn't mean erasing them or pretending the relationship didn't exist. It means protecting your heart by allowing it the quiet and time it needs to mend. Consider taking a break from social media if seeing their updates causes distress. Store away items that bring up raw emotions until you feel ready to revisit them with peace rather than pain. In the space you create, fill it with things that nourish you. Spend time with supportive friends and family who uplift you. Engage in activities that bring you joy or curiosity, a new hobby, a class you've always wanted to take, or even a simple walk in nature. These moments of renewal are not distractions. They are seeds of healing. Think of it like pruning a plant. By cutting away what no longer serves the plant's growth, you make room for new blooms to flourish. Similarly, when you clear the space cluttered with reminders of the past, you allow your heart to heal and your life to expand in new directions. Creating space isn't about running away. It's about giving yourself the gift of perspective. In the quiet of that space, you'll rediscover parts of yourself you may have forgotten, and you'll find the strength to move forward. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Let your thoughts and surroundings reflect hope, growth, and the promise of a brighter future. Number 7. Find strength in gratitude. There was once a woman named Lena who had loved deeply and lost. Her partner, the person she believed would walk with her through all of life's chapters, had left. At first, Lena's world felt empty, like a house stripped of its furniture, hollow and cold. She couldn't shake the questions that haunted her. Why did this happen? What did I do wrong? How do I move forward? One day, as Lena sat by a quiet lake, lost in her sorrow, an older woman approached and asked, "What troubles you, dear?" Lena poured out her story, her voice trembling with grief. The older woman listened, her eyes kind, and when Lena had finished, she said, "Let me tell you a secret about love. The pain you feel now isn't the end of your story. It's proof that you loved with all your heart. And that, my dear, is something to be grateful for." At first, Lena was confused. Grateful? For heartbreak? But as the older woman spoke, Lena began to see things differently. The woman explained that gratitude wasn't about ignoring the pain, but about acknowledging the beauty within it. "Think of what that person brought into your life," the woman said. "Did they make you laugh? Did they teach you something about yourself? Did they show you how deeply you're capable of loving?" Lena nodded slowly, tears welling in her eyes, not from sorrow, but from the realization that her love, even in its ending, had been a gift. That evening, Lena sat down and wrote a letter, not to send, but to express her gratitude. She thanked her partner for the memories they'd shared, the lessons they'd taught her, and the love they'd given. She wrote about how their presence had shaped her and how their departure had forced her to grow. And then she thanked herself. She thanked her own heart for its courage to love fully, for risking vulnerability, and for enduring even when it felt broken. Lena discovered that gratitude didn't erase the pain, but it transformed it. Her heartbreak became less of a wound and more of a reminder of her strength and capacity for love. She realized that while she couldn't change the past, she could honor it by carrying the lessons and beauty of that love into her future. As the Stoics taught, he who does not appreciate what he has is always chasing more. By focusing on gratitude, Lena found peace, not in what she had lost, but in what she had gained. And with that peace came strength, the kind that allowed her to step forward, her heart still full, ready for whatever life would bring next. In the end, Lena didn't forget her love. She carried it with her, not as a burden, but as a source of gratitude, a reminder of her bravery, and the proof that she was capable of loving again. Number 8. Understand that love is not possession. There once was a man named Elias who loved fiercely, but also tightly. When he loved someone, he clung to them, terrified of losing them. He believed that love meant keeping someone close, protecting them from the world, and holding on to them no matter what. But when his partner left, Elias was shattered. He thought, if they loved me, how could they leave? Wasn't my love enough? For months, Elias wrestled with the pain of their absence, convinced that love had betrayed him. One evening, seeking solace, he picked up a book on Stoic philosophy. In it, he read the words of Epictetus, "Do not chain yourself to things or people as if they are yours to keep forever. Love as if you know they could be gone at any moment." Those words struck him deeply. For the first time, Elias realized that he had mistaken possession for love. He had tried to hold on to his partner as if they were something he could own, instead of someone he could cherish. True love, he began to see, wasn't about finding another person to you. It was about allowing them the freedom to be themselves, even if that meant growing apart. As Elias reflected, he saw that his partner's departure didn't erase the love they had shared. Their decision to leave wasn't a rejection of him, It was simply a part of their path. He began to understand that love's value isn't diminished by its ending. The time they had together, the joy, the connection, the lessons, it all remained real and meaningful. Elias started to let go, not of the love, but of the need to control its outcome. He thought of a bird resting on his open palm. As long as his hand stayed open, the bird was free to perch there, to sing its song and to fly when it was ready. But the moment he tried to grasp it tightly, the bird would struggle and leave. Love, he realized, was like that bird, meant to be free, not confined. This shift in perspective brought Elias a sense of peace. He could love fully without needing to possess. He could cherish memories without letting them chain him to the past. He could respect his partner's decision without seeing it as a betrayal. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart." For Elias, this meant embracing love as an experience, not a guarantee. He learned that love's beauty lies in its impermanence, its ability to grow and change, and its power to teach us about ourselves. By understanding that love is not an obsession, Elias was finally able to let go, not with anger, but with gratitude and grace. And in doing so, he discovered a new kind of freedom, the freedom to love without fear, and the freedom to let go without regret. Number 9. Choose forgiveness to free yourself. Forgiveness is not weakness, it's liberation. It's not about excusing the person who hurt you or pretending the pain didn't happen. Forgiveness is about rising above the weight of anger, releasing yourself from the chains of resentment, and stepping into the freedom of a life unburdened by the past. Picture this: a warrior standing on a battlefield, carrying a heavy shield, not to protect themselves but to hold on to the wounds of yesterday. That shield grows heavier with each step, slowing them down and draining their strength. Forgiveness is the moment that warrior sets the shield down, not because they've forgotten the battle, but because they've chosen to move forward, stronger and unencumbered. The Stoics knew this strength well. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Forgiveness is an act of power. It's a declaration that your life will no longer be dictated by what someone else did or didn't do. It's a commitment to your peace, your joy, and your future. When you choose forgiveness, you open a door to possibilities. You reclaim the energy that anger and bitterness once consumed. Instead of replaying the past, you focus on building the life you deserve. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting the lessons learned or inviting the person back into your life. It means saying, "I will no longer carry this weight. I am free." Think of the dawn after a long, stormy night. The sky doesn't erase the darkness. It embraces the light of a new day, knowing that the storm has passed. That's what forgiveness feels like. It's the first deep breath after holding your breath for too long. It's the realization that the past doesn't define your future, and the pain doesn't diminish your strength. By forgiving, you're not letting someone else win. You're claiming victory over the anger that once controlled you. You're stepping into a brighter, lighter, and more powerful version of yourself. So choose forgiveness, not for them, but for you. Choose freedom, choose joy, and choose the boundless promise of what lies ahead. The journey forward is yours to take, and it begins with this simple yet profound act of letting go. The best is yet to come. Number 10. Believe that better things are ahead. When one chapter closes, it's hard not to fixate on the finality of it. The loss, the emptiness, the uncertainty, it can feel like the end of the story. But the truth is, every closed door leads to a new path. And though you may not see it now, better things are waiting for you just beyond the horizon. The Stoics remind us to embrace impermanence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." What feels like an ending is often just the beginning of something new, something better suited for the person you are becoming. Your journey doesn't stop here. This relationship was one chapter, not the whole book. Imagine a traveler walking a winding path. Along the way, they come to a bridge that's broken, its planks too damaged to cross. At first, they're filled with frustration. They wanted to continue this way. They had plans for where this bridge would take them. But as they turn back, they notice another path, a new road they hadn't seen before, leading to a vista far more beautiful than they could have imagined. Life is like that. The bridge may be gone, but the journey is far from over. Believing that better things are ahead isn't about blind optimism. It's about trusting in the resilience of life itself. You are still here, still growing, and still capable of love, joy, and purpose. The pain of the past doesn't diminish your worth or your future. It prepares you for what's next, strengthening you in ways you might not yet realize. Think about the lessons you've learned, the strength you've gained, and the clarity you've found through this experience. Those are the tools that will guide you forward. The person who emerges from this chapter is wiser, stronger, and more aligned with what they truly need and deserve. Believe in the beauty of what lies ahead. Picture the life you want to create, the love, the peace, the possibilities, and let that vision pull you forward. You don't need to know every step. You just need to trust that the path will reveal itself as you move forward. As Epictetus said, he who has been shipwrecked is more cautious on the sea, but no less willing to sail. You've weathered the storm, and now it's time to set sail again, with hope as your compass and resilience as your anchor. The best is yet to come. Trust in that truth. Your story isn't over, it's just beginning, and the next chapter holds more wonder and joy than you can imagine. Keep walking, keep believing, and let the promise of better things guide you forward. Number 11. Act as the person you want to become. In moments of heartbreak, it's tempting to let the pain define you, to feel like a broken version of yourself, unable to move forward. But what if you didn't wait for the pain to subside or the pieces to fall into place? What if you started acting right now as the person you aspire to be? Strong, independent, and resilient. The person who rises, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. The Stoics remind us that we don't need to wait for the right time to live with purpose. Marcus Aurelius said, "You don't have to wait to live your best self. Live as such now." Strength, confidence, and independence aren't destinations. They're decisions. You don't become strong by waiting for the pain to pass. You become strong by choosing to act despite the pain. Think of a sculptor facing a block of marble. The sculptor doesn't wait for the stone to shape itself. They take the chisel and begin carving. With every stroke, they reveal the figure hidden within. You are both the sculptor and the marble. With every action you take, you shape the person you want to become. What does this look like in practice? It doesn't mean pretending you're not hurt or skipping over the healing process. It means taking small, deliberate steps forward, even when it feels difficult. It might be as simple as showing up for yourself, getting out of bed, making a plan for the day, taking care of your body and mind. It might mean pursuing a new goal or rekindling an old passion. Every step, no matter how small, is an act of self-definition. Consider this. If you want to be someone who exudes confidence, start by speaking and standing with assurance. If you want to be someone who is emotionally resilient, practice responding to setbacks with grace. Each action reinforces the qualities you want to embody until they become second nature. Acting as the person you want to become isn't about faking it, it's about stepping into your potential. You don't have to wait for external validation or a perfect moment. The strength, courage, and independence you admire are already within you. Acting on them simply brings them to the surface. As you take these steps, you'll find that the person you want to be is not so far away. They're already here, waiting for you to claim them. So start today, right now. Choose actions that reflect the future you envision. The pain of the past may still linger, but it doesn't have to hold you back. With every choice, you are becoming, and with every step, you are closer to the life and person you truly deserve to be. Conclusion. Let go of someone you love. Victory Stoic. Letting go of someone you love isn't the end of your story. It's a turning point. It's a step toward loving yourself more deeply, finding the strength to heal, and opening your heart to the endless possibilities that life still holds for you. Pain doesn't define you, and loss doesn't diminish your capacity for love, joy, or growth. This journey is about reclaiming your peace, discovering your resilience, and embracing the life you deserve. If this video has brought you any clarity, comfort, or inspiration, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Victory Stoic. Let's continue exploring the wisdom of Stoic philosophy and uncovering the strength within you. And don't forget to leave a comment below with the words, I choose peace and growth. To affirm your commitment to healing and becoming your best self. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Your journey doesn't end here, and neither does our connection. Let's meet again in the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into the powerful principles that can transform your life. Until then, stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, the best is yet to come. You are capable of so much more than you know, and the peace you seek is already within you. See you soon.